Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the podcast of Action Require Media. Here we are dedicated to discussing hard truth and finding remedies for our problems. On this platform, we will stay engaged on all happenings in Mama Liberia, not limited to politics, religion, development, economy, security, crimes, war on illegal drugs, employment, youth, growth, food production. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Action Require Media. Here we educate, entertain, and empower. Ladies and gentlemen, we say welcome to the show. Please like and share our show. We will solicit your opinion anytime we on. We are here and we're going to be discussing serious issue pertaining to Mama Liberia. So everyone suggestion is needed. And again, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Action Require Media. Please like and share our show. Once again, on this platform, we educate, entertain, and empower. Ladies and gentlemen, again, here to discuss with me some sensitive issues. I have my panelists that I will be introducing next, but we would love to go to some of our topics that we're going to be discussing today. And again, please like and share our show and invite a friend to join us. Again, some of the topics for discussion: University of Liberia conditions and graduations. What are the optics of the yellow suits on Capitol Hill in Liberia? What are the areas that can determine Liberia's economic stability and growth? And furthermore, we're going to be discussing customer services in Liberia. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again as we start the show. Before we move any further, we would like to open our show with the word of prayer. And at this time, I will ask Brother Edwin Saipor to give us our opening prayer. Brother Edwin.
Let us bow, brothers. Father God, may you increase as we decrease. Bring your discernment as we elaborate on these topics. Amen.
Thank you. Since you did the opening prayer, we would like for you to state your name and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Edwin Saipor Jr. and I am a writer. I'm also a common sense interpreter. Thank you.
I like that part. Common sense interpreter Edwin Paul. And at this time, I will go to Dr. Archibald B. Water to introduce himself. Dr. Waller.
Thank you, CEO, and good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. And it's a pleasure to be here again, and I'm looking forward to the discussion topic. And I say welcome to everybody. Thank you, CEO. I'm happy.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Water. And at this time, I will turn over to Sergeant Montgomery to introduce himself.
Yeah, let me say good evening, good afternoon, good morning to our listening audience via social media. Montgomery, chairman of the CDC, North Carolina chapter. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Again, gentlemen, you are watching Action Require Media. Please tune in, and you can send on your comments, and we might read it or maybe do next Sunday. Here we come on live on every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. If you are interested to join us, please contact one of these panelists up here, and then we could work up something for you to join us on the show. All right, gentlemen, welcome again. So topic for discussion. I think the first thing we're going to be discussing now, as we prior discussed last Sunday, we saw that the yellow machines and some other equipments did arrive at the free port of Monrovia. So these machines are going to be distributed to counties for development project. Now, further to that, the following week, I think it was in that same week, we saw some lawmakers in yellow suits at the Capitol building. Listen, gentlemen. So, gentlemen, I'm just going to ask you a question. What is, or what are the optics of the yellow suit on Capitol building? What do you make of it, and what is your personal thoughts or opinion on lawmakers wearing white suit as color as the yellow machines Anybody want
Well,
to go?
before anybody come in, regrettably, our country is just just been new but showboating, bro. One of these shows when I mentioned say you need fine clothes so people can be able to do agriculture. You guys are laughing at me. People just they 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 they're showboating all the time. It's all optical. There's no doability. Like I want to do something. Like people that do stuff, they don't have to showboat. You just see that result. So they just want the optic. They want uniformity. They want marketability. They want to make a political point. This is all nonsense to hide behind the undoing of stuff that they're doing. That's what it is. That it's just custom. They want to show people that they want people to see certain optics. Nothing is doing going on in the back of backwaters of the counties. Like nobody, they can't come up with a bullet point thing and say, well, since the machines arrived, this is what we initiated, and this is what we want to do, and this is the time frame that is going to be done. We are urging all young people that have any skills to come over. We're gonna pay you nothing. Just market optical. I heard the country been how we find ourselves. That's why we have a podcast. We shouldn't be hireable right now for a podcast. But like bro, give her a job, guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, brother Edwin, on that. Dr. Wallow, do you want to come in?
Yeah, thank you, CEO. To be honest with you, I really don't even know where to start or what how to describe that. But yeah, here is the issue. Let me begin with them declaring the day they wore the yellow as Yellow Machine Day. They declared that day as Yellow Machine Day. I don't know when we're going to have an economic day, when we're going to have a rape awareness day, when we're going to have poverty reduction day, when we're going to have uh, job uh, provision day, when we're going to have things that will really benefit, actual Liberians. But we called a day Yellow Machine Day because Yellow Machine came in the country. And I don't want people to get the wrong notion that we don't appreciate, that there are pieces of Yellow Machine that have arrived in the country and the good it's going to do. We are yet to see the good it's going to do, but the fact that there are Yellow Machines, we appreciate that. But the celebration that is behind it, look, to be honest with you, CEO, I understand why lawmakers are celebrating like that. Because since the inception of this country, this is the first time stuff like that is happening. So it looked really, really big in the eyes of people. But again, last week I said that Musa ability alone is bringing Yellow Machines in the country. He alone. And he and his people are now on Facebook wearing colorful stuff, celebrating it. He's building bridges, he opening roads. Okay. Now our government is doing that, and we are celebrating it. But it just speaks to what how we think of ourselves and of our country. We think too low of ourselves. That's why we can declare Yellow Machine as a day for Yellow Machine, and everybody is in yellow. I read a comment from Musa Belede. He said that IE supposed to collect royalty from the color yellow.
I know, right? that,
That's a
that,
good
was,
one.
that
That's a
was a
good
good
one.
one right there.
Yeah, that was a good one. I thought too. But Roger, we celebrate the Yellow Machines, even though they have not done anything yet. We haven't seen any, thing being done with it yet. And then to just add it up, the commission that the president formed for the yellow, yes, they formed a committee for the Yellow Machine. Guess
Oh
what?
wow.
They are asking for $4.1 million every year for maintenance.
Where the money is coming from?
They will find it.
Wow.
When it comes to education, we don't have money. When it comes to other things, we don't have money. But we can find $4.1 million every year in our national budget for us to, maintain yellow machines. That's a good way to spend our Liberian people money. Look, when we elect people, they just think the resources of the country belongs to them. So they choose to spend it anyhow. Okay, with no repercussion. And Liberians don't want to do nothing with it. $4.1 million every year to maintain yellow machines. Let me stop there for now.
But
All right,
Dr.
thank you, Dr.
Waller, if
Water.
they don't train our own mechanic, they're gonna have to pay that though. If they don't train our own mechanic, they might pay that amount. To be
Yeah,
frank
but,
with you, to maintain
but
the
Edwin,
machines.
But Edwin, where the
the
money
yellow
is coming
machine
from?
just came in the country though. The yellow machine just came in the country. But by next year, we will start providing $4.1 million. How did they arrive at that budget in the first place?
Somebody
How did
just
they
put
arrive at
something
Yeah,
on paper.
it, the thing is, instead of them training technicians, they want to pay people to maintain it. That's what the corruption is. They rather pay people so they select certain amount of money, but instead of them training people, like actually fix the machine on ground for
Okay.
cheap.
Edwin, Sergeant Montgomery, do you want to comment?
Yeah, yeah. Let me say good afternoon, good evening again to our listening audience. But look, this government is not serious. They are staying in campaign mode instead of governing and leading the nation. There are people that can feed the. There are families that cannot find food to eat. There are families that cannot send their kids to school. There are kids being raped all over the country, and so on and so on. Police brutality. But this government is still campaigning for what we call 2029. They don't understand that after election, no more campaign. But they are still in campaign mode for which they have failed to govern. They are failing every day, and yet at a 2026, you find a country like Liberia still celebrating yellow machine. That are you kidding me? This government, Joseph Waka government, is so much of a joke that you will masquerade and parade yellow all over the city because why? You took yellow machine country that you cannot even, and how you going to pay for those machines? One, the maintenance. Two, and I overheard the vice president talking about, oh, each county will get two. We got 15 counties. The map state is not adding up. Y'all say y'all were bringing 285 machines. We could barely count 16 of those machines, lying to the Liberian people every day, using the Liberian people resources and lying to them. And yet you go gather few United Partisans to go sit down at Freeport to clap. Who claps for yellow machine? Who does that? Why are they treating our Liberian people this way? You find lawmakers abandoning their job to go and provide oversight for the Liberian people. They lack the offices. The country is divided by people. What are we saying here? You lack your offices. You go do muya for Joseph Waka or who has no future. Because you know he has no future, you want to take the country down with him, and you find few people who the people of Liberia, elected to do the work. The people close their offices to dress in yellow. Liberia is not a serious country, people. Liberia is not a serious country. See this? Look, that's why we cannot wait for a 2029. We are getting ready, like I said, always on the first ballot. These people, because every time they act, it just makes CDC look good. Every time.
Okay.
This president, a yellow machine that was at the coming before I digress, a yellow machine, bunch of them that were at the BTC barrack. Few days ago, they took them, started parading and go and put it somewhere, painted them. You lying to the Liberian person, you bring 85 machines, and you now go bring few machines somewhere and come and add up with the old one that you already got. You can't lie to the Liberian people. But see, let me ask a question quick before I submit. The initial budget that the government said they were going to pay for these yellow machines. First of all, the president talked about gentleman agreement handshake. Secondly, when the Liberian people started asking, well, how are these machines going to be paid for? You say the overall estimated budget was 75 million. Recently now on Thursday, Friday, they say the whole thing cost 25 million. So who was trying to steal something like 50 million plus? Why are you lying to the Liberian people? Why are they lying to the Liberian people, CEO? This country is not serious, man.
So,
Thank you.
uh,
The country is not serious.
this is what I was said to that effect, right? So basically, on February the 23rd, okay, 2026, we 137 heavy duty
So
machines arrived. Huh?
your stuff is going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, your stuff is
maybe that
started.
you.
We can hear you
Yeah,
clear.
but
I don't
Jesse
know
is
if I
go.
can hear you from my
Jesse,
end.
you
I
going in
cannot
and
hear
out.
the noise. Okay, then.
Can you hear what, Jesse?
Okay,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
Can you?
ahead, see
Okay.
what fine.
All right.
I can
So
hear you.
what? Okay. So the point I was making here, right? On February of this month, we have 137 heavy duty machine that arrived at the Freeport. Okay, and supposed to be the total machines that are supposed to arrive to be 285. So 19 of those machines will be given to each county. So 15 counties, every county will have 15 machine each. And the uptake of the machines, I'll be honest with you, um, dressing up in yellow at the Capitol building, I think it's on seriousness. There are some things that matters to the country rather than yellow machine. No, don't get me wrong. The purpose of building roads and connecting cities and counties and one point to another is important. But to see lawmakers dressing up in yellow, the bumblebees at the Capitol building, I just think it sent a signal that these people are not serious about the nation development, to the point that we are going to celebrate yellow machine for what? For what? And like Dr. What you said, we have not seen the yellow machine done anything yet. There are things that are very important to liberal growth and sustainability. Let's look at security. Let's look at LEC. Let's look at private sector. Let's look at drugs enforcement agency. Let's look at the police department. There's things that are very important in a country that need to be taken seriously rather than dressing up in yellow suits. It's saddening to see educated people. Look. Why can't they dress up as LU students and represent the nation's highest level of institution? Deplorable. They know that, but the fact is, they just want to keep the people dumb and continue to be in power. But again, we are here again. We are independent body. We will express our opinions, our views, and we hope that is fall on fruitful ears, and other people, will join us as we decide to make some changes in Liberia. So, with the yellow machine, um, anybody else want to comment on anything about the yellow
Yeah,
machine before we move on to the next topic?
yeah. Let me just say this, CEO.
Go ahead,
You
water.
know, this is what I expect. Okay, the yellow machine issue, it could be very good for our country if we don't do our Liberian things, right? If we take care of it, if we use it for its eternal purpose, it's going to do a lot of good things. I don't trust that it's going to do a lot of good things, but it can do a lot of good things. That's my point, right? So what I expect, according to what the president said, for which they said we need these the equipment, right?
Yes.
Build roads, rehabilitate feeder roads,
Yeah.
so that we will be able to connect rural communities to markets, to to schools, to hospitals. It will reduce transportation cost and even the time that we spend in traffic, right? It will help farmers to move their goods to the market more easily. Okay, there will be less strain on farmers for them to get their produce or their goods into the market. Okay, and that what that's going to do is going to help our economy grow, because that would be it would be easier for people to do business from county to county, right? So when the road are accessible, pliable, we people are able to move around so easily to get from one point to another point. Okay, and marketers will be able to sell their goods more easily. The cost of transportation might be cheaper, and stuff like that. When transportation cost is cheaper, goods and services become cheaper as well, right? That's what I expect, right? And then the fewer jobs it's going to provide, jobs for people that are going to operate those equipment, people that are going to fix it when it's spoiled, engineers, you know, the I hope young Liberians will take advantage of developing skills, around uh, around fixing or repairing the machines. I'm talking about technical skills. I hope that Liberians can, young Liberians can take advantage of that. Okay. But CEO, and then another important point I want to make here is that at least, it will not help the government not to rely more on expensive contractors, right, to fix the roads. But it depends on how well we take care of those machines. If we take care of them, it will be able to help us to achieve all of these things. Now, all of these things that I just outlined, those are things that are positive, that can help, with booming economic, with booming the economy in different part of the country, most especially the counties. It will help the farmers, right? But that's what I expect to see happen. But with that happen, we are yet to see that. That's why I'm not too thrilled. I'm not too thrilled about it. I'm not, too excited about it because, you know, we usually don't take advantage of these kind of opportunities. So that's what I'm going to end.
Okay. The one point I'm trying to make here, right, is, uh, and I just hope we don't play politics when it comes to um, accessing this machine for each county. Play politics over it, or because it was during Joseph Boga time, this machine came to Liberia. So Unity Party politicians have more rights over it than whatever politicians that will be coming in next. Again, that what you said about the object of the machine, they are all right, and that's what we're hoping that could happen. Connect the roads and have accessibility, easy accessibility to counties, and have farmers to be able to reach out the product to the market as soon as possible to avoid being spoiled. So
Yeah.
again, Edwin, do you want to comment before we move to the next topic?
Before Brother Edric, let me say something. Let me say this. What with what you said about the politics of it. Last week I said one of the reasons I'm not actually excited about this is because I think the yellow machine thing is it's a political decision. Okay, it is a political decision, and when people make decision on politics, that's what it
One, two.
becomes, politics, right? It's not for developmental purpose. It's just something we say, oh, we brought 285 yellow machines in a country, right? 2029, talking points, okay? And that's what it's going to be. We're just going to spend a lot of money, but with no dividend to show for it. And with what uh, Sergeant Montgomery were talking about, that this government is not serious. Both government, CDC and Unity Party, they have never been serious. Okay, I don't know why he excluding. I don't know whether he's member of the CDC now, but the two government have no, they have never been serious. Look, we gave these people the opportunity for them to change the country for a better, but they have done terrible jobs. And someone is blaming the other person, the other person is blaming the other person. The CDC and the Unity Party, none of them have the moral to say anything to each other. Okay, because we have given them the opportunity for them to lead the country for better and for prosperity. They have not done that.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Water. Brother Edwin.
Well, I just want to give a disclaimer because our show, we are not passive. We're not ruling for one side. We're always in the middle. So it shouldn't come across that we are not happy because the yellow machine arrived in Liberia. It is a plus no matter what that we have some machines over there that's going to be in the reparation of roads or building roads. We like that. But what is aching us is the unseriousness of the lawmakers. And you know that they're trying to uniform. They're trying to create a uniformity towards machines, and they're trying to create like a drama towards machine and trying to politicize a machine when it's just for working people that are doing stuff. Serious people, they don't have time for this. Because if you're actually doing stuff, you don't have time to be doing all the dramatization. Because you'll be sweating doing something. You're looking at your deadline stuff. So they need to get serious for once.
Yep, sure. I agree with you on that, Edwin, and I'm glad you make that point. And again, we always stated that this platform is not associated with any political party, and I agree to your point you made clear. Not that we don't like the uptake of the yellow machine being in the country, but it's just that the way the lawmakers are doing it. Um, Again, it's a plus, but let's see the work of the other machine, and let's see if politics is going to be taken out of it. And we hope that it is intended for its purpose. Again, gentlemen, we will move on to the next topic. And the next topic for discussion, I want us to briefly discuss customer service, customer services in Liberia, prior to going on to the next topic. Um, I don't know, for the time I have been visiting Mama Liberia, customer service in Liberia is terrible, very terrible. I don't know how people do businesses, and those the workers are not welcoming. They are not trained enough to be able to communicate clearly to the buyers. Again, I have had terrible experience with customer services in Liberia. Anybody else have had anything?
Customer service is great. What are you talking about?
Look, stop playing. Stop playing. Look, the people
Studio,
don't even look. You go buy stuff, they don't smile, they don't greet you.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No, no, I was just saying I'm not in my usual studio, so I will be off camera a little bit because, yeah, I'm not still the weather, so I will be off camera, but I'm on, but I'll just be off camera. Is
Okay,
that
that's fine.
fine?
Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah,
you,
yeah.
you,
I'm trying to
you go ahead and make your
say something.
points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
you're fine, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but you can hear me clear, though, right?
Yes, we hear you now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but our customer service, my brother, it's just a training thing that our people would need for customer service. Customer service is even bad right here in the States. You can go at a store right here in America when people see you, as soon as they see your color, they're ready to react the way. So customer service is the only place I've got good customer service I have in. But right now, as we are on earth, the only places that we got to look for is to how we can treat each other as humans. If you want me to respect me, and so forth. The customer service is based on, let's say, like you see, or you got a business, you want to train your personal employees on how to treat the customer. So it's based on, individuality, and based on the business, it's based on how you want to be treated. But I don't think, for me personally, all of those things should be a grassroots kind of discipline. But it's not even an issue for us to discuss. I won't lie to you. That's my
Okay.
opinion.
Anybody else?
Well, for every country, right? Every country has a SOP. And America being the number one country in the world, they have the better SOP. Even when you go to Europe, like France, you go to London and stuff, their service is not as good as America. You know why? Because America have a SOP, the standard operating procedure that's going to be replicated to the 50 states, right? So What does America do? America provide for the citizens. Everybody eat. When you get good food in your system, you're fine. You're happy. You're Liberian people, they're not mean people. The people are frustrated in the country. Liberian people are not mean people. They're very sociable people. People are hungry, and then they go sell. And you're buying it. That's what it costs. That's your root of your customer service over there. Like the country, people can't eat. People are hungry. The people are bad at making it. This girl that's selling you bread, she's supposed to be in school. She's frustrated. You can't have frustrated people trying to give you service. That's not how it goes. So the SOP has to be set by the country from the top down before the private sector replicate it to people and enforce it. If people are eating, they're taking by on time, they're going to school on time, they're going to be nice to you. Generally, Liberian people, they are nice people. Matter of fact, we're more friendly in West Africa than any other country. But we don't have a SOP for the country. You can't blame it on a little girl that trying to sell you lapa or trying to sell you sugar cane or coconut water in the street. Everybody's frustrated. It's atmospheric. Everybody's frustrated in the country. That's where your bad customer service is coming from. If you change that, and recorrect the code. People are eating on time. They got something to look up to. People are going to work on time. You see the customer service is going to change. That you can enforce it by business people. You say, if I have my store, when people come in, you got to greet. You got to say this. Thanks for coming. This, that. But if I go work for you, Brian, in Liberia, and you tell me to tell people that the thanks for coming, I'm just going to be laughing at you when you leave. I go back to myself because everybody frustrated. That's just the truth.
But because everybody that way, it doesn't mean it's right. So the right thing here to do is every business, when you establish a business, you should have a SOP, or you should have employee handbook. Okay, customer service is the one that drive businesses up. Okay, so with good customer service, you will have the inflow of customers coming into your store all the time. But I can't go to your store and I feel disrespected, or and then you expect me to come back again and spend more money. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
No,
And
but
customer service.
Brian, you're looking at it from the store perspective. Even the police people are frustrated. They got bad customer service. The police people are in the government, bro.
I
The
think
police people
it
are
has to be.
frustrated.
I think it should be based on the business, the company by company. But like you said, Edwin, um, our people are trained the way I'm talking about, like US specifically, right? If a white man goes in a store, the treatment is different from when a regular black man goes in the store. So again, it's based on the company policy, but you gotta train the people to treat everybody the same. If you look, if I want my business to boom, I'm going to tell people that my workers, my employees, treat everybody the same. You don't look at color, but the preferences that has been put on certain people in Liberia. I'll give you a scenario based on how the employers treat the employees is how the employees treat their customers. And I'll give you a quite example. I was in Liberia about a year ago. I saw a girl pumping tire. The girl is supposed to be selling for this guy at the Lebanese store, by the way. Okay? And she's pumping tire because she wants to work late.
So
And my little
punishment.
brother myself,
You mean punishment, right?
yeah, right, right. Well, yeah. But this girl had gotten to her website because she lived all the way across town, got to take over 3 different transportations to get to where she is going to work. Obviously she got to work late, and this Lebanese guy made us get pumped tire. I think I said it before on a different platform. I got angry. Start there. The first thing she told me, she said, "Hey, man, don't make me lose my job." Oh." Now, how a girl like that will treat the customers that are coming in nicely, you know? So it has to be it's a systemic issues we have in Liberia. Customer service, so everything, the government is bad, customer service is bad. I mean, everything is just worse in our country. Even pastors are the most criminal in the country. So you are then looking at customer service, but the whole country is so messed up, my brother. But I just thought to add that there. It has to be a systemic
So
thing that we can drive
you,
past.
I agree to you to some extent. So my last visit, I decided to call the Brussels airline, right, in Liberia, customer service. Just want to make sure if you can do a check-in the day prior to your departure. So when I called, I had a terrible experience, and I was speaking to the supervisor. I even took her name and the customer service information to call and lodge a complaint, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it because every time I went out to a store or somewhere to buy, the customer service was bad. So I thought to myself, I said, you know what? I think it's something going on in this country. It's not just one place is happening. It's happening all over the market sector, all over. So I think it's an issue, but they have accepted it as a norm, and the thing is okay, but it's not okay. What if what if you have somebody different from another country who just want to come and just buy something, engage, just you know how normally we do. We go to the store, we engage with the employees and talking, having a conversation, and through that we learn from each other. But no, but again, like I say again, there is something going on, and I think businesses this need to be brought to attention to the government. However it is, we need to work on ourselves and improve our customer services in Liberia because it's terrible, terrible, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Brian, everything was self-correct if the government can create jobs for people. When people are eating, they have weight places to go to. Like people again, we are cheerful people. We're not mean people. West Africa, like people are not mean. They're not poor. If I was a customer service supervisor in Liberia, you're not gonna let me, Brian. When you call the phone, you really gonna have a bad day. I'm serious because that's what in the atmosphere. The government have to self-credit. The government sets the SOP. Even though the business enforces them, you set the SOP by creating more jobs, keeping people happy in the country. When people are happy, they become their better self. People are not their better self. That's what it is. If customer service internal minus the whatever book or stuff you're gonna reference to them to follow when customer comes, people gotta be happy first. They gotta like that pay. That's when they tend to go above and beyond. If they don't have that, again, if you meet me like bro as a customer service supervisor, that's the last time you call me, bro. Sorry.
I hope not. Tata, what do you want to say? Anything before we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, let me say, Brother Edwin, when you say SOP, you're talking about standard operating procedure, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay. And you say the government's supposed to provide it?
No, the government sets the standard of how the countries also operate. What do they do? SOPs are initially initiated by businesses.
Yeah.
But every country has their own standard operating procedure, like America is. America replicate the corporation thing to every state. You can see a McDonald's in New York is in South Dakota. So that's a standard operating procedure that America has that everybody should have access. No matter whether you're on a farm in America, you should have access to what people have access to in New York, if that makes sense.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, Joe, I think we need to talk about the customer service situation in Liberia more frequently,
Yeah.
because it's not just us that are complaining about it. Almost everybody that travel to Liberia come in contact with businesses and service providers. They always have issues with how that service was provided to them. Okay, and I think that is one of the major reasons businesses don't thrive in the country because of because of the kind of customer service that is provided. And I think customer service is gonna really poor largely in Liberia because there is very limited training and awareness of modern customer care. People get hired, they are not trained how to provide a service to a customer. Like in the United States it has this thing they call customer first philosophy, right? That everyone is trained to. Here, customers are never wrong because you don't have a business if you don't have a customer. Do you know what it
Yep.
takes For a business to get one customer, advertisement in the United States, for example, is costly. So if they have just one customer added to their customer base, they don't treat it lightly. So they always give the customer the right. Customer is never wrong. Why? Because they want to keep their customer, they want to keep their customers happy. Right? But back in Liberia, we don't do that. Okay. In fact, for service provider, they see that they always treat their services or their customer as if the customer have an obligation, right? That the customer have an obligation to buy from them or to do X, Y, Z. Right? It is not out of priority; it's out of obligation. They treat customers, and that is one of the reasons that a lot of businesses don't build customer service pool. Okay, you are to this place today, tomorrow you to the next place, the next time you to the other place. Because people don't just imagine you go to Liberia for you to go get your own money from the bank. Number one, you will stay in line for the longest. And by the time you get to the teller, right, they want you to either bribe them for you to get your own money. Sometimes they will tell you, say the machine is down. There is no service. Okay, the machine is down, but just take $5 or $10, you give it to them. They will get your money to you. Right? People experience that all the time. And let me tell you something. If you have to bribe your way through getting anything done in a country, that country is not free. The people are still living in bondage. And that's exactly what happens in Liberia. You have to bribe your way through anything you want to do. You have to bribe your way through. That's not freedom. That's bondage. And when you say it, the next thing they will say to you, that your American thing, you shouldn't bring it here. That means for you to treat people nicely, for you to talk to people with respect and dignity, for you to represent what you are providing in a more positive way, you call it an American thing, because our people are not trained to these things. But these are very important issues. That's why businesses don't try. Because by the time you ask for something, and you say, okay, you know what, I changed my mind, I don't want to buy it, someone start abusing, they will start insulting you. But you don't have the money, bring yourself here, and blah, 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 they will start insulting. What courage will have if you to return back to that person? You will never do that. That is a customer you have lost. That is a customer that will never come back to you. And then to add it up, there is honesty in business. Businesses are so dishonest that it's not funny. They will steal from you. They will make sure that they corrupt you.
Okay.
And that you will have no appetite to even go back there. Look, Roger, this is a fundamental issue. And I think there has to be a change of mentality in this area. Because when you are providing service, you should be able to provide that service in a way that people will feel dignified to get that service. Even government ministry, government services, the same thing. The last time I asked, when was the last time civil service conducted in workshop for government workers? When was the last time government workers were very trained to do in customer service for them to be able to provide service to the Liberian citizens? When was the last time that happened? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that the water. That's
I'm not need to shut up.
no, no,
But
no,
I have a question for that.
no.
I have a quick question with that water, real quick. That
Go
water,
ahead.
you said the business people, they are all afraid of losing that customer. Why is that?
Because you have no business with our customers.
Sure.
No,
100%.
why the business people not afraid of losing a customer?
Oh, I think you said.
Oh, you mean in Liberia?
Yes.
I would, so that's a very good question, Edwin. That's a very, very good question. And let me pause a bit before I can respond to that. So what I would say, bro, Edwin, is that they don't understand the importance of customers. It go back to the mentality, right? They don't understand the importance of customers. They don't understand that. Because if they understood it, they will not behave the way they behave to customers. Like I said, in the United States, for a business to get one customer, do you know how many dollars they paid in advertisement? So when they get a customer, they don't want to let that customer go because of someone not doing their job. But back in our country, they don't care, right? They don't care because maybe the business is not their business, or I- I don't know. I really don't
Okay.
know, but the training will help a lot of
So,
that.
I
It
don't.
will
I don't want to
really
prolong. I don't want to prolong the topic,
Edwin.
but Dr. Wallow, the key point you're missing in that is there's no competition. Competition can teach you to behave well with the customer. That's why you can see a full line or whatsoever can build by the Walmart because they want people to see that different
that's
competition
that's a
and
good
people
point.
have
that's a good
people
point.
have
That's
options.
a good point.
Because when people have options, then you will teach yourself to
Had,
treat Mr.
yeah.
Brown right. Because since he's always getting his coffee for you every morning, you gain extra stuff, ask for your kids and stuff. But there's no
Yep.
competition. So the people
I agree.
only a few people that have access to get the goods to you, so they feel like they are running the monopoly. So they have to behave this way. Anything you do, you gotta come back to them
Look,
because you need them.
yeah. But Edwin, let me make this point very clear, right? So the first time I ever had a great customer service was when I went to do my oil change at Connex gas station by the New Jersey Junction. Uh, the cashier, she was very um, calm. She greeted me and smiled, and then went on and bought the engine oil. So when I got there, I was like, "Hey, I need a full synthetic blend oil for my BMW," and they didn't have it. So I was like, "Okay, but what kind of oil do you guys use here for? BMW and other cars? Because it has to use most times they use a specific oil." And I'm telling my brother, it was funny. It was really funny. Um, have one grade of oil and how to use that oil. I'm telling the guy who changing the oil how many quart I the BMW needed, and he telling me it's more than what I said. No, I've been driving the car for years. You can't tell me how many quarts it need because I know how many quarts it need. Now you can tell me that because I know. Yeah, and again, I don't know if they were doing it to get extra cash or something like that. I paid $85 for oil change in Liberia.
That's the dishonesty I'm talking about.
85 US dollars for oil change in Liberia. And again, I was like, okay, that's fine. Now, what's so panicking, right? In the discussion I'm having with some other guys in Liberia, Liberia, I would say, do not send a fancy cars in Liberia that needed a top grade gasoline, like the 89, 93 plus and this that, because we only have. I don't even know the gas in Liberia is 87. I can't tell you is 87 grade or not. We don't know what kind of grade of gas go to Liberia. To be honest with you, you just go to the gas station and pump. They don't tell you this regular, this is 89, and this is premium gas. Nothing. So you drive in your car, you just put in. I don't know what. Honestly speaking, let's be honest, man. The country needs a
So,
transformation.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
With what you just said, that's telling me that you yourself you've not done your homework. Look, as a businessman, you want to know what you are giving out to your customers, and I'm going to hold you to that. But let's
Go
talk
ahead.
about the oil change that you went and got, the oil change you got. I know your car you drive there, so let's not just act like everything is just that. They charge you $85.
Yeah.
I think it would have been almost the same thing you pay for here, even here. Not depending on that car. on a car you
Sure.
got. So again, let's not. It's not here. The
But
thing is,
but
customer service
America
is bad,
America
but
is not
but the
Liberia.
charge. That's what I'm saying to you. The charges that were charged to you, I think it was even fair. If somebody saying $85 for oil change, my small car, I'm paying almost $98 just for oil change. So that
but
shouldn't be. But
Pastor
I'm
Clement,
coming.
you,
But
you, you missed the point.
no. I got the point. I'm saying to my brother,
The
when that
point
guy
is the
put
man got a lesser grade oil for a higher price. That's the point. He didn't get a full synthetic oil. He got a regular oil.
and you talk about
Because
the gas
over
that
here, like a really good
Edwin,
BMW or Mercedes
Edwin,
oil change is 150. So
Edwin,
I
he
know
trying to make a
that.
point. Let him
But he
make a
got a
point.
lesser grade point. Yeah.
all right, good. So now you are a businessman. You sell gas to people, right?
Yes.
Do you know the grade of oil, the gas that you sell to people?
No.
So it's a systemic thing, bro.
But the point the point you making the point I'm making here is I don't import. We don't import gas. The country does. Okay? So if the country is not
That's
requiring a quality of gas product to Liberia, then it's not the distributor position to say we need higher grade of gas. Okay? So if the country don't decide, huh?
my brother. Here, for example, you got a 98, you got a premium, you got a whatever, right?
Yeah.
You are going to purchase a car. So that all that car, that gas you purchase, you can put it in your BMW, right?
Yes.
In Liberia, you can put it in your car, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. If you are one as a businessman to go and purchase, don't you think you want to ask the difference between the gas that you're purchasing to
Yes.
sell
Yes.
to customers
Yes.
so that you can be able to
Look,
say, okay, you know what?
Can I make a point?
Montgomery, you done?
Go ahead.
Montgomery, you done?
I'm done.
No,
Yeah, I'm done.
you're making a point.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I was just trying to find out because we don't want to hold the people on that side on a standard that we ourselves we cannot keep. That's
But,
why I'm going with this.
but the country is only importing one type of a grade of gas. And we don't even know what grade it is. We don't
Bingo,
know.
bingo. That's the information you just gave. That you said you don't even know the grade of oil of gas that people are selling or buying, but you just now educated me that it's only one grade of gas that people are importing or exporting. I mean
Yes.
importing. So that's
Yes.
the education you just provided for me. But as here you got variety of grade that you can select from. So,
Yes.
so now you just know it's only one, right? And that one is good for all. That
It's
one is
not
good
so
for all.
it's not supposed to be good for all, because if you have different cars that use different gasoline, okay, then you might want to keep the standard of gas for those vehicles that in your country. They got
I agree.
so then
So who do we hold? So who do we hold for responsible
the
for those
government
kind of things? That
the
is
government
okay. All right.
the government
Okay.
should be here.
I
The
digress.
government should be here liable for that. The water you
Thank you.
see, you want to come in?
Yeah, I think you guys are way out of topic here. Uh, but I think the point, the point you were trying to make was this customer service you receive at the place you want to go do your car oil change. That was the point that you were making,
Yeah.
and then you started out by saying that the young lady that was there, a cashier or someone, she provided a good customer service for you.
Yeah, she did.
But the guy that was teaching your oil was demanding that you put certain parts in your car
Yeah.
when you did not need it.
Yeah.
Okay? That was the point you were making. But
Yeah.
let me say this, right? The fact that the young woman or the young lady provided a good customer service for you, that tells me that Liberians are capable of providing good customer service.
Sure.
They just need to be trained to
You need to
do
be
it.
trained. Yep.
Training need to be consistent.
Yep.
Okay, the training need to be consistent. Bro Edwin, you made a very good point. Okay, oh, competition cannot be the replacement for training. If you don't train people to do certain things, you cannot hold them responsible for doing that. Okay. So the competition is good, but that shouldn't be the replacement for training our people how to provide good customer service. Because it's not just in one area, it's everywhere. Everywhere you go, it's like that. So that tells us that there is a serious need for people to be trained how to deliver services. You go to the hospital, okay? I don't know why this is still happening. You know, a pregnant woman, you know, she's in pain, and then the nurses will be cursing her. She's at the point of trying to get breath, and they'll be cursing her. You know, they'll be telling her all kinds of stuff.
And you say you don't know if it's still happening, eh?
No, I don't know why it's happening before we travel outside of that. That's what needs to happen.
That's worsened. That's worsened.
But you know,
Now that we get back on
it is
you will not even get it on time.
okay. But the point I'm making is these things, you know, it sounds very simple, but they are very important because human dignity is important. We need to treat our people with dignity, most especially when we are providing a service to them. Okay, if you cannot treat people with dignity, don't be in the service providing field. Get out, because it is important. Let me not feel you know somehow because I am getting or I am you know receiving a service from you. See my value. Know that without me you have no business. I make your business possible, and you are there because of your customers. Okay, if we are driven by servicing people compared to profit making, then it becomes much easier. But people just care for their profit. How they treat people, how people are treated, they don't care. Okay, and that need to stop and it needs to end
Okay.
because
All
it's
right.
not an American thing. It's the
Take
right
it out
thing
of
to
water.
do.
Take it out of water.
The thing
So,
with South Korea where people are happy in the country, bro. When
So-
you go to Bond County, they better put the number one customer service in the whole country. So like the thing with South Korea, when people are happy, people are eating good. All the SOPs, these rating rules for businesses don't work when people can't even tip back, bro. That's what's going on. The girl at your oil change place, she working for like she's selling foreign oil. Obviously they make money all that. That's why she happy. That's why she treating you well because she knows she value her job. That's why she treating you well. Everywhere else, the better getting by. Everybody
But
frustrated.
Edwin, all the people that provide customer service, here, all of them are happy. All of them are happy. Yeah? No,
No.
there
No,
are some
but
people
they
that go to work
no
with
no they,
problems at
no
home.
no. All
There are
the
some people that go to work with a lot of issues on their mind, but they have to provide good customer
But
service. Because
they
it's
have a
fair.
they have a bill. They have a bill that is
they
supposed to
got to pay.
pay, and if they know when they mess up their job, they're not gonna be able to pay that bill.
Okay.
Liberian people don't have that. Everybody house is his own. No taxes coming or anything.
All right. So, gentlemen, before we go to the next topic on the economy, I would like for us to clear the air here on something real quick. So, I'm just going to ask a question individually, but the first person I'm going to ask my brother Leo Montgomery. All right. And brother Leo Montgomery, I just want you to give what's your clear point on this. Why should we and why you want people to? Okay. And if you can convince us or convince the public or convince the audience on why they should look at, you know, your party that way, then you know you win. But again, this question I'm gonna ask now is for every one of us. Um, so let's say next election coming up, 2029, we have had these two political parties um, in leadership. Unity Party will be 18 years, and then CDC Party has been 6 years. We have seen these two parties in actions. Okay, Brother Montgomery, what is there that you can tell the Liberian people or convince us that it is worthy to vote CDC in office rather than any political party. Even though we have saw the leadership of CDC for 6 years, are you convinced that it is imperative, or it is thing that we need to do to re-elect CDC to bring change to Liberia, and that didn't happen in the last 6 years? What can you tell us,
Thank you.
tell the Liberian people today why we should vote for CDC?
Good question, CEO. Thank you again. Let me say, we look at track records, right? We look at the track record, and I'm going to make this comparison, right? Under the Unity Party for 12 years, when they had all the different government agencies that were into Liberia, I'm talking about millions of dollars from USAID and all of the different sectors. I mean, money, the influx of money. Even at that, nothing changed. Even under her excellency, like Grandpa Federico Maradona, nothing changed. Fast forward, a man who has so much love in Dr. George Manewia, you saw that he demonstrated that first by making the people first. He prepared the people. Now let's look at this demolition that's going on. He made sure before, I'm going to give you an example, the Invisible Park. There were people living in a dilapidated building there. Before he decided to carry on any kind of development there, he relocated them somewhere, built those homes for them, and brought them back. Preparation. A government that's always prepared to make sure you lead to do right by the people. All of what you see now that this Unity Party people are riding on has been the blueprint of George Manewia, His Excellency. Okay? A man who has proven that he has so much love for the country. A man who came from the grassroots. A man who has gone to Liberia so much, even during the dark days. He cannot overprove how much love he has for the country, and he's been delivering. Most of the foreign aid that you saw under his regime, that people he knew personally, businesses, international foreign expertise that he brought. Okay? Right now, Joseph Boakai don't know nobody. That's why you find him traveling this place and that place with no tangibles. No other tangibles. And you want to talk about the different political parties that are on the ground there? Of course, let's talk about the CMC, Mr. Musa Hassan Benete. You know Musa Hassan Benete is just a fraudster. I won't be brother, but we know Musa Hassan Benete record. I will not even go to Mr. Commis. Commis said the only way he can help Liberia is to be at the top of the chain. You sell sugar water in this country for so long, and you think you can take that kind of system, and you don't want to work your way. No, His Excellency Dr. George Manewia saw that where he needed to focus was where he focused. During our COVID, His Excellency Dr. George Manewia was the only one in the whole African region to stand up tall, for which even at the WHO recognized the level of work that he did. Now, he has already known what the problem was, and so he was targeting it. When COVID came, COVID suppressed that, for which the whole world was suppressed. But this man has developed, he has seen development all around. So he asked me who else must come back there? A man who knows what the problem is. Or George Manewia who knows what the people need. Or George Manewia who knows what healthcare is. Or George Manewia who knows what it takes for security. So if you ask me why I would want to bring him back, because he knows what the problem is. So we are getting him ready to come back in 2029.
Okay. Let me ask you one question before I entertain the rest suggestions. So, what are some of the achievements you can point to for George Weah under his last 6 years, under his rule for 6 years?
A lot of achievements. The different hospitals that were built, the different almost 400 kilometers, almost 50 kilometers, 400 plus kilometers of roads that were built in different districts and counties. You talk about healthcare. Under His Excellency Dr. George Manewia, we are all seeing the different hospitals that he built. I don't want to start naming them name by name. You know them, CEO. When kids were inside their home, they couldn't play. He provided suitable playground for them, for which this United Party cannot even maintain. So there are a lot of things that the president did.
Okay.
A lot of things, CEO.
All right. Thank you. Brother Edwin, I'm going to go to you. Seeing the Unity Party and CDC rule Liberia, what would be your suggestion to the upcoming election 2029? Should Liberian vote UP, CDC, or new party? Why?
New party, absolutely not UP or CDC. And thank you, Mr. Montgomery, for convincing me not to touch CDC. Anything that has C and DC in it. Whatever they just made a good case for me to stay the hell away from you guys. Um, no, a new party. The country needs a reset. This is not against anybody. It's not against Waka. It's not against George. We need a new mindset. All of these things that we're talking about, customer service, the way people are going, we need people that are visionary to come to the board of Liberia to envision the country in a way where we can be able to decentralize the country in a way. We need people to have a platform to tell you how, why, and when they're going to do it. We need people to lay these things out during the debate and stuff. This is what I'm going to do. This is how long it's going to take. We don't need people to just be talking in circles. You know what I mean? Like people just talking. That's what the CDC's been doing. That's what UP been doing. Uh, I seen post on my YouTube thing that pop up. Just a Braga gonna donate $50,000 to LU. Why is the president donating his personal money to LU?
Make no sense.
When the government don't have budget to build the number one university in the country, why doesn't it have to be the president? Where is the money coming from? Matter of fact, if a president gets in there, all your personal finances should be suspended. You should be able to appropriate the country's budget towards the number one school in the country. No, a new party for sure. I'm done. I'm done with the CDC or the UP and stuff. I have no idea why. And it's sometimes I feel like I need to bathe myself in the mud water, just dive my head in the mud or something like that. I don't know why CDCs are still talking and why the UP people are still talking. We need a new vision, and we're gonna pray to God and see somebody can step in. If it's gonna be Musa Benedict, let it be, or if it's gonna be Kumi, let it be. But we need a new person to come in that population of 5 million so they can enjoy something for once in our country. No, we don't need them.
But let me ask you the second question. What if it's just UP and CDC that um, um, contesting in the 2029 election? Who will you vote for? Them?
Nobody.
Okay, thank you. And Dr. Water, the same question apply to you. What do you think about the UP and CDC party? Do you want a new political party to win next election, or do you want a repeat of the UP or CDC party? Why and why not?
Thank you, CEO. I don't want a new party to win. I want Alexander Cummings to win. And yes, why?
But somebody, can you speak a little louder?
I said that
Yeah.
I don't want a new party to win. I want Alexander Cummings to win in 2029. And here's
Okay.
why. One of the issues that we have not institutionalized in Liberia that I think is so fundamental in getting people out of poverty is creating an economy with a private sector that can provide jobs. Liberians need jobs like yesterday. We need jobs. We need to build, you know, a 21st century version of our economy. Okay. The CDC were not able to do it. Samuel Tuer himself said it. He said the CDC failed Liberia in 6 years because they couldn't provide the jobs that Liberia needed. And he also said he thinks that the United Party will not even be able to do it because all of the policies they are putting forward, none of that is gearing towards providing jobs or creating a private sector that will employ Liberians. Okay, so the former finance minister said it. Okay, you don't have to take my words for it. You can look at his videos. You can watch what he said. Okay. So the United Party and the CDC, they look, the CDC have done some good things. United Party will do some good things. What we need right now in our contemporary time, what we need now is a 21st century version of our economy with a private sector to provide private sector jobs. And Alexander Cummings executive with his executive leadership background at Coca-Cola, he understands large skills management. Okay, this is the he brings. Pastor Krumah is laughing. He making me not to laugh. The man brings private sector efficiency to government. He will. Okay.
Okay.
But Roger, but besides that, right? Besides that, he is the only president that have handled large budgets, bigger than our country's national budget, and he managed it with no corruption. So what that tells me that he's going to fight corruption. He's going to strengthen our public institutions. Okay, he's going to make government spending more transparent, so that people will understand where their money is going. Liberians will see what their tax dollars is being used for. Okay, this kind of background, that is the kind of person we need. A person that have that kind of mindset, that can think about private sector efficiency and then bring that skill to government. That is the kind of leader we have not had. All the leaders we been having are politicians. So they make political decisions that does not take the country anywhere. They do it just to win the next election. And Alexander Cummings will be different. Will be different because he's not a politician. This man, he's a seasoned manager, is a seasoned leader from a background of executive leadership. We need him. We need him.
Thank you, Dr. Water.
Retirement. Okay, he's looking to save this country that is dying. Let's give him that opportunity for him to do that.
Thank you, Dr. Water. The point I would make here is...
You saw Pastor Water dance all around here, Edwin. They dance all around, then they kind of blame me. You can hear me, CEO?
I can hear you. We can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, I was saying Edwin and Dr. Water, they dance all around, sing all the different songs, and still learning on sugar water, but blame me for a distraction, for being unprepared to answer the question, but he blamed me. But I don't understand that.
Okay. The point I would make here, right? I think Liberians should be making the right decisions when it comes to who they elect as the leaders in that country. For one fact, I would say with Alexander Cummings, I have no problem with Alexander Cummings, but the only issue here is why he wants to be president before he can do anything for Liberia. If Alexander Cummings is so learned in power with business ideas and stuff, I think he should start initiating some of the businesses like what is Musa Hassan Belete is doing. He take initiative. So you can't tell me, I can't be convinced if Alexander Cummings just want to be president before he can initiate his ideas in Liberia. I think that's wrong. Look, he talks about private sector.
No. He's not talking about president. He's talking about Alexander Cummings. So let me correct that. Let me correct that.
Are you finished yet, Dr. Water?
I want to say something to you.
Dr. Water, you make a point.
Hold on. Let me just make a correction quickly.
Go ahead.
Make a correction. Okay. The narrative that Cummings want to be president before he can do something for Liberia, that is wrong. Okay. You see what Musa Hassan Belete is doing?
Yes.
Cummings did that from 2015. Okay. What he did not do is he did not build bridges. Okay, but he did a version of that. That's how politicians introduce themselves in the country. So Alexander Cummings.
But let me.
That's Musa Belete's way of introducing himself to Liberians.
All right,
Alexander
but
Cummings has done a version of that. Okay,
okay,
so he's not saying let me be the president before I can do things for Liberia. What
okay.
he
But let me.
said. No, hold on. I need to correct this. What he said is that
See, the one is wrong.
he said he
I
doesn't
want
want to be a
correction on
representative,
that.
he doesn't want to be a senator because he wants to help Liberia in totality and the position that we're
And that's why he's even go wrong.
is the
That's why
presidency.
he's wrong.
So he can. Okay.
Wrong to
All right.
aspire to be
Tata
president
Wallo.
and not representative.
Tata
He's
Wallo.
not wrong.
CEO.
He's
Okay.
right.
CEO, let me go.
All right.
CEO,
Yeah, Montgomery.
CEO,
Make a point.
one second,
Make a
please.
point,
One
and I'll
second.
make my point.
Okay, CEO, let me just tell you, Alexander Cummings is saying the only way he can be a pastor of a church is say he get 100,000 members. But when it has few 10 members, 50 members, he will not be a pastor in that church. That's what Cummings is saying. Okay? Cummings, look, let me tell you the system that Cummings thrived under that was so successful. You see Maradona, you see Real Madrid. When Real Madrid had the likes of Ronaldo, had the likes of all these different players, Luka Modric and all of them, any coach could have succeeded. Any coach could have succeeded. Coca-Cola is a global company that the system has already, even me with a little business acumen, I could have gone in that system and thrive and score even better record. So the system was already laid out. You felt it is not coming with a spoon already. And he's an educated man. We know that we give that to him. So he was forced. Look, it was a win-win situation for Alexander Cummings. There was no way. So when we want to talk about, but I don't want that I wanted to say. I want Dr. Wallet to tell me what the Alexander Cummings do, because he's comparing it to what Musa Hassan Belede is doing now. What did Alexander Cummings do versus what what Musa Belede is doing now? I don't have that record. Please educate me.
All right, guys. I think when we do that, maybe we can do that on the next show. We can prepare for that. But let me just make my point real clear, and then I can have you guys come in and chip in. No, Tata Wallo, I will give Tata Wallo the time to do that. But my point I'm trying to make here is even George Weah. Okay. Let me make my point. So, like the point I'm making, okay, like he doesn't want to take any other position rather than he wants to be the president of the country. They didn't want to run as a senator, but wants to be president of the country. Now, I heard that he has a lot of money. I'm not saying is the country money, but he talks so much about private sector. Why can't Alexander Cummings open his own bank in Liberia and loan money out to small business owners? In a way, he's empowering the private sector. Okay, so that's my point with Alexander Cummings. Let's go to Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai, the issue here is he's been in government plus 50 plus years. Okay. I honestly think what he's doing. I have not seen anything yet to say I can give a check off on it. Yes.
CEO. Okay. So you can make your point, right? You can make your point, but you cannot decide on what Alexander Cummings need to do.
Oh no, I wasn't deciding. I was just.
You are deciding why
It's
can he not?
initiative though. I said if he could have done it, because he speaks more of a private sector.
If he doesn't want to be senator, you
That's
don't want
fine.
to be a senator.
That's fine.
If he doesn't want to be representative,
Then that's fine. That's fine. So, but let me make my.
why you gotta have an issue with that?
No, I don't have an issue with it though. I don't have an issue.
For him not to not want any position is wrong. That's what you said.
Okay, you're right. The point here is you want to be in leadership. You want to be in country leadership. But if you start from mayor, a city mayor, if you start from a representative, a senator, nothing wrong with it. But my point I'm trying to make, if he's so much into somebody developing the country, the private sector.
All of that in the private sector.
Okay, that's fine. Let me.
Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Company. He started from the bottom and he climbed his way up. What else do you want him to do?
But he can do that with the country too. He can do that with Liberia. What can he do with Liberia? Why can't he do that with Liberia? I mean, he start from city mayor, representative, senator.
He doesn't want to do that. He
That's
doesn't want
fine.
to do that.
That's fine. That's
He doesn't
fine.
want to politics.
That's fine. He doesn't have to.
You Pastor Clement, you make decision for Jovia. You don't want to make decision for Jovia.
I serve on the advisory council. I don't
You
deserve.
don't
I
want to
don't
make
deserve.
decision for Jovia.
No, but
All
I
right,
serve
You want to make decision
Gentlemen.
for coming?
on the advisory
Gentlemen.
council.
gentlemen,
I don't deserve, but we serve on the advisory council.
Gentlemen.
Cummings is a fraud. Cummings is trying to steal.
all right, okay,
Cummings is
gentlemen,
trying to steal. Don't give me the
Gentlemen.
keys to the-
gentlemen. Let's come back. Let's come back real quick,
From
Let-
from
No,
down
don't
there in
Cummings is a
Liberia.
fraud.
gentlemen.
What argument is here?
Pastor Wale,
Gentlemen, let's come back real quick.
Pastor Wale,
Okay,
Pastor Wale, you just did a day service for Cummings right now. You should have sold Cummings, but you just even made it worse for Cummings. What you just did, Cummings, as a matter of fact, anybody who is smart enough will see that Cummings is a fraud. Cummings is a fraud.
all right,
Cummings don't want any other position, but you
Gentlemen,
want to find a way to
gentlemen,
higher office.
gentlemen, let come back.
This is where I
Let-
can be.
let
So
come
that
back
the
here.
people of America-
let's come back here.
Cummings is a
And this
fraud.
and this is my point I'm going to make. This is my point. This is my point I'm going to make on Unity Party. I think Unity Party had a advantage to have transformed Liberia for the better, and we did not see the transformation for El Joseph Salif. It can be 18 years of our time given to the Unity Party, and there is no sustainable development, nothing tangible to point to from Unity Party. So for one fact, I will not. Okay, the Liberian people can decide. But in this case, for 18 years, no tangible, nothing to point to as a Unity Party. What they have done in that country to transform the nation, I would say is not acceptable to me. Now let's go to the CDC Party. CDC have been in power for 6 years, and what I would say here is the leader of CDC Party is a good man. He's a good man. He has won his way through the hearts of Liberian, without soccer, helping students pay tuitions, helping market women over here and there, helping refugees around the world. Jowea has been a person who is so loving and so diehard to Liberia. But do I want him as a president? Me? I would say, nope. The one thing I would say is he's a good man. Now, I'm not saying he's disqualified for being president, but Jowea has cycled himself, has surrounded himself with people who are so greedy. They don't love the country like the way Jowea does. They don't. Those people around Jowea.
Look at that. Look at that. Talking.
So, but this is what I would say. This is what I would say. George Weah, because of the love George Weah have for that country, he saved Liberia on the war stage. Now, losing the election by how many thousand votes George Weah conceded, it's because of love that you have for that country. It could have been anybody who was so greedy enough, power greed, who had claimed onto the seat of the presidency of Liberia, but George Weah didn't. And I will give George Weah a clap, and everywhere I see him, I will yield to him and say, look, congratulations, you saved Liberia. You're the only person who can do this, who done it. And again, like I said, Joshua coming back, it doesn't mean he will not bring the same rotten apples around him. I'm not too sure. So I don't know. But again, like my brother was saying, Edwin was saying, I think it's time now, Liberia. If Joshua changed his party from CDC to another party, I could reconsider my decision. But again, my stand here is we need a fresh body. Montgomery, you're saying something? Go ahead. 30 seconds and I'll get my brother Edwin.
I wanted to talk about coming small. I want me and
30 seconds.
Edwin and Pastor Wolo, I want us to engage when it comes to commies.
So can we talk about the economy first?
Yeah, that's of course.
And then we'll make what you want to talk about, make it last. All right.
Go ahead.
So gentlemen, so the On the next.
No. See, oh, hold on. I'm not going to leave the things you said about Cummings to go to economics. I will respond to everything that you people said about Cummings here.
Okay, that's
So
fine. That's
this
fine.
topic you come to introduce, I'm not going there. I'm staying right on top.
Pastor, what I say that going there. All right. So, okay, let's be fair here. Sergeant Montgomery, do you have anything to say right now before I get
Yeah.
past the floor?
CEO, you cannot pass from a 7% and go down to 1% and still think there's an open shot for you to claim your way. It's not possible. If I was serving as an advisor to Cummings, he need to link up with one of these parties, and he's trying to do that. He needs to link up with one of the parties and say, you know what, my people, I've made a mistake. Let me serve from the grassroots. What position you can offer me so we can all serve? I want to serve the Liberian people. But he does not need to come and say, oh, y'all give me the presidency. That's the only way I can transform Liberia. That's a criminal mindset. That's a roguish attitude. A man who has not even defined his own sexuality yet, but yet want to come in the country to say, oh, I want the highest office to serve. That's wrong. And we will not allow that. That's why you will get 0% this time. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So please let's just give Tata Water his time to explain himself without interruption.
But that's another
And then
issue.
no, he said you want to make something clear. Tata Water.
We'll come out there, we can come out.
Yeah, you can always come back. Okay.
See you,
Tata Water. Yeah, you come back. Yeah, you will.
Yeah, you can always come back.
You will.
CEO, you asked a question. Oh, that was Pastor Krumana asked a question about Cummings' contribution to Liberia. I want to read an article from Front Page. Okay. And the title here says, I have made the largest contributions to Liberians more than any political leader, Alexander Cummings says. Front Page Africa.
More than Josh Weir?
Hold on. Anybody who is a political leader, Joe, we are not political leader.
When the time
Go ahead.
See,
Go
you
ahead.
cannot be. I mean, you cannot allow Pastor Water to read something that is not there. How
No,
can you
no.
contribute to something like
Let
that?
Tata Water finish. Let Tata Water finish. Go ahead, Tata Water.
I'm going to read. Yeah, hold on.
Go ahead, Tata Water.
I'm going to read it word for word. Okay, so you can know, so you would know that I'm not making it up. Okay, so Cummings is the founder of the Cummings Africa Foundation. He starts providing educational assistance and scholarships for hundreds of needy students. The Cummings Africa Foundation, since its establishment, has also implemented more than 22 quick impact projects with 25 implementing partners, which benefited over 30,000 Liberians. Over 30,000 Liberians. Cummings has made substantial financial contributions as well as donated generators and set up modern computers laboratories at the University of Liberia, Fenner campus, the Booker Washington Institute, the Tubman University in Harper, Maryland County, Nemack County University College, the Grand Bassa Community College, and the Islamic University in Liberia. Other learning institutions that have benefited from Cummings Educational Assistance Program include the Batawi High School in Bon County, the St. Clement University, and the College of West Africa, the CWA. Cummings also made substantial financial contributions towards the construction of I don't know how to pronounce this word, but it's a mosque in Lofa County, and constructed a bridge that connects Big Town to Tubman University in Harper, Maryland County. He said these kind humanitarian gestures were made in anticipation of no specific interest or returns, rather than to share with Liberians his bountiful blessings by God. Cummings, former executive officer of the Coca-Cola Africa, was conferred the distinct of Knight Great Dane Humane Order of Africa Redemption by the Liberian former president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, for his numerous humanitarian support to Liberia, especially during the Ebola outbreak. You want me to continue to go on? I I can
See,
go,
let me ask another question.
you will see that no one have received, no political leader have received that award. But
Hey,
Alexander
just
Cummings.
read Pastor Wallo.
Hold on, let me
Pastor
end. Let me
Wallo,
finish.
I think
Hold on, let me finish.
that's a fiction, but let me make a correction to you because what you just read,
So hold on, let me finish.
anybody
You will
can
make a
come up with
correction.
right now.
You will
All
make
right.
a correction. Front page Africa is a credible news agency. Okay, Front page Africa is a credible news agency. This is not something that you make up. Even recently, Alexander Cummings, his interview at OKFM, he said exactly the same thing. His contribution to Liberia. So this is not someone who wants to be president and start making contribution and start building bridges. No, when you're not even thinking about the presidency, that's when he started making contributions to Liberians. So what mobility is doing, coming past that. Okay, coming past that. Cummings now is at a place where he wants to serve his country. Okay, it's okay for you to disagree with him on policy issue. It's okay for you not to support him, but you can never say that Cummings have not made substantial contribution to his country, Liberia. You can
Compare,
never
compare.
say
I say, so I come in, brother, my grandma, you come in. So Dr. Wallo, let's forget about political leaders. Let's talk about as a person as a whole, right? Josh Weah, prior to him becoming a politician, I can say
What
this.
did he do?
There has been, huh?
What did he do?
He
What
has
did he
done
do?
a lot. He has done a lot for
Yeah,
Liberians.
tell me now, what did he do? No, don't say that. Just tell me what he did.
Okay, so I don't know.
Let me
You know
make
about the
it
refugee
up.
camp. You know about the refugee camp, Budapest camp, right?
Look,
I'm asking you a question. The question I'm asking.
You were downplaying.
I left on
You
the
were
camp.
downplaying, Joe. But
Okay.
let me answer that question.
Okay. You know what Jowiah did? You know what Jowiah did on the camp, right?
What did he do?
He helped Liberians.
Who
Every
did he
time
help?
Josh Weah come, well, he contributed to
I'm one of the beneficiaries of it. I'm one of the beneficiaries of
Why
it.
you
Okay.
want to be family to Joe? So you shouldn't even be
I'm
checking
not
yourself.
related to George Weah.
Hold on. Before you come, let the CEO tell me what president we are there prior to becoming president of Liberia. Tell me what he did.
That's my question. That's my question. That question is going to be for me.
No, you
So-
know he wants to defend George. We had contribution,
no,
so let him
no. I'm just saying Jowiah has done a lot for Liberians when he was
Tell me now what.
Okay.
Besides Bruce Grant, what else?
okay. Jowiah initiated programs where he took Liberian soccer players to other countries for trials. Okay, team.
Name one of them.
He supported them. Oh, there are a lot of Liberians players that he took. But when we go through them, so when I talk about scholarship, when I talk about scholarship, is I should name the people on the scholarship too again.
I'll answer the question.
That's what you want me. So if I say he gives scholarship, I should have called everybody on the scholarship.
The fiction thing you can be talking about.
Let me answer the question. CEO,
I'm not saying he did not help people though. I'm not saying he did not help people. He helped
no, you just downplay the man. All the men,
people. It's not
the
equivalent
men
to
for
coming.
Liberians, you just downplay Pastor Wallo.
Coming.
Okay, let me tell you.
It's not equivalent to coming. I need to tell me about the Lone Star.
Let me tell you what the world did better than Cummings.
Lone Star died.
Let me tell you what the world did better than Cummings, CEO. What George Weah did better than Cummings, the peace that Liberia is enjoying right now. George Weah is one of the masterminds, one of the engineers.
I don't.
The
No,
peace that Liberia is.
there shouldn't even be a conversation. You know what's supposed to
So why
be
you downplay for peace?
what
Peace in a nation of
do
war
for
to
Liberia.
a war
Okay.
to country.
All right.
Their vision
A
for
war to country.
Liberia.
And then who said as peace
That is where
ambassador?
you're supposed to spend the time.
Okay.
What
All
is
right,
that
gentlemen.
That's what I'm surprised.
Gentlemen,
I mean,
Gentlemen.
That's what I'm surprised.
what they really
Gentlemen.
want
That's what I'm
Let-
surprised. I'm surprised you would say that.
let come
When the
back.
war was
Let
going on in Liberia, hold on. When the war was going on in Liberia, when Alexander Cummings refused to visit Liberia, it will only take a George Weah to enter Liberia before ceasefire. In a ceasefire, you know how many lives were saved when the two warring factions were getting ready to kill massively? George Weah, only the long-lasting peace, 2002, when he went to New York, faced the UN and said, I need peace in my country. It was when after George Bush came and said, I need Taylor out. 10 Thank God for His Excellency Dr. George Mara. We have Hussein as peace ambassador. Then Dr. Wala will sit on the platform and denigrate and downplay for a man who the system was already created for. Dr. Wala, you say Alexander coming there, this and this and this. Do you know that me? I don't want to play the executive national abroad. Oh yeah, you doubt it. Of course, you have to doubt it. But if I put it in paper and you will read it and say, "Oh, Leon Montgomery bailed it because you reading it," and let me tell you, point of correction, Dr. Wala. Trumpet has been wrong. Ronald C, the CEO of Trumpet, has come out to apologize a lot of time for reporting wrong information. The records are there. So when you say Trumpet is credible, Trumpet has carried out false information before, and Ronald C came out and apologized. All that in on paper, we don't believe everything on paper.
Jesse.
You can't make Alexander come and look from on paper.
Very
In
quick, man.
reality, they may always call it back. We can do it.
Okay.
And some of
Montgomery.
we are too
Montgomery.
small for that. They will not work.
Montgomery.
Go ahead, CEO.
Let me ask you this question, right? And that's one of my burning question I've been having for Josh Weir as a fact, right? So after this question, after the question, we'll get Edwin opportunity to speak a little bit. Then we will move on to the another topic. My question here for you. My question here. My question here for you, Montgomery. As you can see, most soccer players in Africa who excel, like Abeti Pele, the other guys, they went back to the country. They went back to the country and established soccer academy. Why Joia did not establish soccer academy in Liberia to improve soccer? Why?
CEO, the fact that you're a hospital doesn't mean that you have to build a hospital. Because you're a doctor must it mean that you must build a hospital. No, CEO, think about it. Everybody can subject George Weah to say, oh, because he plays so. No. The question level of work that George Weah has done just for Liberia.
You missing the important. No.
You're not serving me. You're not doing right to me. CEO, you guys are four against me. You guys are four against me. Let me ask you a question. CEO, the level of work that George Weah has done for Liberian football, it passes an academy. CEO, during our War 2 days, George Weah rented plane $2 million to transport a Liberia, a whole nation, to South Africa and the States. George Weah took players under his belt. James Steva, Prince Day, David Doe, and the likes of Ben Ticklow. And we're talking about Corner Stephens. We're talking about all the guys I can name. Took them and carried them to France. Oh, that's all. Let's say why Prince don't play. Prince they play for Bastia in France. Bastia, he play for in France. So you can talk about because he did not build an academy. What the guy has done, academy is nothing. So
no, you cannot say academy is nothing. You can't say academy is nothing.
Can I say something to that?
The point I'm trying to make.
CEO.
George Weah, that's the
George Weah who are there.
Go ahead, Dr. Waller.
The institutions can make right now. Why President Weah became president in the first place? Because of football. Nothing that President Weah have done. President Weah have not worked in an executive position. President Weah have not worked anywhere. He only played football. And
you said a senator, right?
No, hold on. Through football, a name became a household name in Liberia.
Sure.
Talk about George Weah in Liberia. What people know about him is football, not senator. Okay? He became senator because he was first a footballer. Besides football, nothing else. George Weah excelled in football. Okay? If you will be wrong on anything else in life, now what you excel in. Okay? Now where your prominence came from. George Weah president and sport was a disaster in Liberia, and then he want to be here and say you gotta be a data. Let me finish. In the country, the very thing. Okay, the very thing that you excel in. But Dr. Man, can I ask you a few questions? I know Edwin supposed to. Can I ask you a few questions? Just yes or no. Just yes or no.
Okay.
Okay,
No,
yes
no, I
or no?
can't just answer yes or no.
No, no, no,
I
no.
have to
It's
learn.
a yes or no question. That yes or no question.
I
Number
cannot.
one.
I cannot
Number
go
one.
ahead.
Number one. George Weah, as a football player, did he own a private jet?
No, he did not.
George Weah, as a football player, did he bill for the 8 condominiums?
Well, I can't tell. I can't answer yes or no because I don't know.
Okay. George Weah, as a football player, did he live the life he's living now?
More than the life he's living now.
Okay.
Then I can
All
explain
the
to you.
questions I asked, all the answers are
No,
no.
no, no, no. Let me explain.
He
More than the
became
life he's living
president
now.
before he started wearing private jet. He became president before
You are
he
wrong.
came
That's
president
all. Let me correct you on that private jet issue. You are wrong.
So
That's
he
all.
became
That's
for the
all.
Nigerian presidency.
No, no, no.
And
That's all. This is disservice to this show. This is disservice to this platform, and I will not let you get away with it. That falsehood. You not. I will hold you. I will hold your phone. You will correct that statement. George Weah
he
flew private
became
jet.
president for the
When I was
Nigerian
sick.
presidency. Today,
No, no,
George
no.
Weah get a
I will
private
not
jet.
get it. You will not get it. That's all.
When George
George
Weah
Weah
was
flew
senator.
in
See,
front of me.
George
In
Weah
front of
was
me.
senator. No, 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 you were
All right,
gonna give me a
all right.
car.
Tata Wallo, Tata
Private
Wallo.
jet.
No, no, no,
Let's
you
talk.
were gonna give me
Let's
a
talk one at
car.
a time, guys. Guys, let's talk one at a
Let me
time.
answer the question.
As a
Tata,
senator, he ran as a senator. You want to
Tata
try to
Wallo,
talk here about George Weah?
All right,
Tata
let me
Wallo.
answer your question.
Go ahead,
See,
Montgomery.
see,
Go ahead.
thank you. George Weah mother got sick 1996 in Ghana. She was living in Teshi. He had just came from playing a game. He flew private jet directly to Kodoka International Airport. I was among the people, Clarence Weah and them that want to pick up His Excellency. After he came back, he took his mom, put her in the hospital, and flew back. We want to talk about private jet. Private jet is not a complex number.
Own a private jet. Own a private jet. Not ride a
But you asked
private
me, I said no. You asked me, I
I
said no,
said
but
you
you say you already fly.
you
That's
own a
the one you
private
say
jet.
popping the thing. You can't. No, that's the one. I mean,
Okay.
don't do
All
that.
right. All right, gentlemen. Gentlemen.
Push the question. The
Gentlemen.
question.
I
You
think.
asked the man owner, I said no. Then you say,
Even
did you
All right.
fly it? I said yes. Then you say,
it's
Okay.
okay, again.
Gentlemen.
they
Gentlemen.
have private jet.
Tata Wallo. Tata Wallo.
They own a private jet. Huh? So
Tata Wallo. Let's come back to this real quick. So I know this is interesting. This is interesting. Let me give my brother Edwin a little bit time to comment on this, and then we're gonna move to the next topic. Brother Edwin, do you have anything to say on this?
Edwin, Dr. Water is speaking in place of Edwin. Edwin
Brother
cannot
Edwin.
say anything. Edwin is enjoying the flow.
Brother Edwin.
Edwin can
Well,
the same thing. That's the same soundbite.
I think you guys are missing the whole point. You guys are missing it. The point here is leaders are born, they're not made. Somebody creating an agriculture or creating jobs for people because they become president, it doesn't supersede if somebody has a better idea. George Weah was never a leader. He will never be a leader, even though he was forced upon through his charisma, being a spokesperson. He's not a leader. He will never be a leader. It's just not in his gene. Never will be a leader. These we've been putting people in that are just propelled by zeal. We need a leader. I didn't like the way President Doe came in. They forced the way he came in. But when Doe came in, guess what? The entire government were renting from private sector. We didn't know where people got the money from. Defense Minister on Johnson Street, whatever. He reset everything. Who was President Doe before he came to? He was Master Sergeant in the army. Then he came in read to save his life. He didn't do anything for Liberia before he came in. But there's few times that you need leaders
You're wrong.
to
Edwin.
come
You're wrong.
in
You're wrong.
to
I will provide
no 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 you need,
you're wrong.
no you
You're
need
wrong.
leaders.
That.
No, my man, when you guys talk for I was here, I didn't say anything, bro. You
But we
need
cannot say
leaders
when you
to
provide false information with Sammy Doe.
no
You
no
can't
no
say the
no
man
no
did
no
nothing
no
for Liberia.
no,
All right, guys.
before Sammy Doe overthrow somebody, you never knew Sammy Doe. He was just a master sergeant in the army. You don't know him. He not even have a good village place in Tucson or whatever for himself before he can even do something for somebody. So Cummings, say what you want to say. Bedete, as general as Bedete is and doing stuff on the side, the system needs to be reset from the top. Somebody need to key in and come in and set the system so it can be operational for everybody. That's what Cummings needs to come in. You don't have to do
So I
anything.
got a question
And
for Edwin, please. I got a question for Edwin.
as much as I love George Weah, But the truth is, he did nothing for Liberian people except uplift the spirit of Liberian through his sport, soccer thing.
Okay.
But he never did anything with Liberian people. They print there and all the people that he sent over there. He got a little pat down for them. They Joey and all the stuff. He got stuff for them. When they put Joey over there on the Lone Star making a coach for Lone Star coach, what did they do? He saw the gain. The only gain that made qualify for the World Cup. So he's not a leader, has never been a leader. He only uplift Liberian people's spirit, which is somebody like me, because he put the country on the map. But doing somebody relatively directly for Liberian people, Jehovah did nothing. He came over there to the covers of the Liberian government before he started building stuff. The house that he even owned, it was not even up to standard. The one on 9th Street where I live on 12th Street. Jehovah on 9th Street where by the ocean, that house is not up to standard. A man that played in Barcelona, France, and all the places where he built in Nigeria was to me, it's a substandard house.
Okay.
So Joel has done nothing. We're looking for ideas here. We're not looking for personality. We're not looking for charisma. We're looking for people that can put our country in the right position. No, there's three type of economics, and we're only on stage one. You get an agricultural stage, you get an industrialization
We'll
stage,
get to
you
that,
get a
Edwin.
technology stage. We're on the technology stage right now. We never move past the agricultural stage in our country because there's no ideas, there's no vision. So we need a visionary to come over there. It doesn't matter what he does for somebody. If the man brings an idea that's going to replicate and create jobs for people, what does that have to do with doing stuff for people before he gets there? The only thing that Kumi is missing for his stuff, he need to drum up people that can energize his campaign so he can reach the people, so his message can reach the people. When he speaks, he doesn't have the zeal and the charisma. That's the only thing he's lacking. But he can actually borrow that from people and bring people there around so he can get that zeal, so he can go and implement the system that needs to be implemented in that country. So at least some of us can go back home. Joanna and come back, we're not going back home. We here forever. It's over. It's
so,
done.
Brother Montgomery, please, let's go to the next topic real quick, and then maybe in the closing statement, you can wrap it up. Okay.
But CEO, I would like to do my closing now. You know that my LEC going, and I'm running my car for so long. You know, I gotta do my closing.
Your LEC query.
Is it getting dark? Very dark. What I said.
All right. Go ahead and do your closing, because I wanted you to be on this for this discussion, the next one. But
okay, let's go.
Okay, so the next question here, we're going to talk about the University of Liberia. University of Liberia, the optics of it and the graduations. I don't know if any of you having to watch some of the graduation ceremony this weekend. Maybe I think it was on Friday, Saturday. Did any of you guys see some of those graduation ceremonies?
I watched it briefly, yeah.
Yes. So, honestly speaking, is the overview of the UL. I think, I know one time we had a conversation and Sergeant Montgomery said we need to degrade or downgrade the LU to a technical college. But again, look, the UL is our highest institute of learning. And look how deplorable these buildings are. Now, coming up to the graduation ceremony, listen to some of those graduates' speech. It's mind-blowing. What are the guys learning in the University of Liberia? Some of them. It's not sending a good signal out there, to other people. I think the government, we need to take charge of, we need to take responsibility of trying to get LU to where LU used to be before, prior to the post-war. We need to get back to standard where people were leaving other African nations to come to Liberia, to the University of Liberia. We have lost it. Look at the facility. Look at the building, and look at the let's talk about the budget for the LU. Gentlemen, is so deplorable, and it's heartbreaking to see that our highest institution of learning is so deplorable, and then hearing our graduates is so saddening. And I'm wishing that we can put more towards our university. Let develop education. Let develop education. But we are not putting we're not taking it as a priority, as as something that we need in our country. Um Sergeant Montgomery, you wanna say anything?
Yeah, man, please, man, I beg you so that I can try to sign out. The only thing I
All
would
right.
say about LEU, before the war, CEO, I'm talking during my father's days and whatnot, LEU was a place to go. All right? But after the war, all of our presidents has not prioritized LEU. Now, what you see is garbage in, garbage out. You just alluded to you watching one of the graduates giving a speech, and even my fifth grade son is sits in the place of composing better. So that's what you get when you don't prioritize education. The products or the produce of what you give is what you just saw. I think the LU needs to be relegated to a technical college and start from there up. But right now, I mean, we don't expect much. Under Joseph Waka brought in a lady, Dr. Papaya. Of course, she herself is trying, but she sees that the system does not make her to excel. So it's going to be hard for her, and that's what we'll get until George Weah comes back in 2029 to make our education system and our healthcare system better. So that said, it's been a good show from my end. I want to salute my fellow panelists here, Dr. Wolo, Brother Edwin, CEO is going good. I have to really get out and take care of myself. Let me just also thank the our listening audience. Thank you, CEO, for affording me that opportunity.
Appreciate, brother.
Yeah, Montgomery, thank you, man, for going out of your way and sitting in that car for that long, bro. We appreciate it,
Thank
bro.
you,
Thanks
brother.
for the dedication. Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate, brother.
And,
All right. So I'll talk to you later, brother. All right, Dr. Wallo. So now the question we're talking about the condition of the University of Liberia, and also the students that the LE is putting out. It's not sending any good signal to people around the world, and also Liberian as well. What is your um, your take on this?
That's a reflection our country is not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. It's not surprising to me. It might surprise other people, but I'm not surprised because we talk about education, but we don't believe in education. Okay, we don't believe in education. So, since President Selig said our educational system is a mess, we haven't fixed it. So I don't know what people will expect to see happening at the University of Liberia. The University of Liberia, the culture at our university needs to change. Okay, these are students that are trying to get a first degree. Okay, but every day they somewhere either protesting about what government's supposed to be, who's supposed to do this, who's supposed to do that, not focus on academics, but focus on politics. They are trying to get first degree, and it will take them forever for them to get their first degree. Sometimes 5, 6, 7 years. Some people have been at university for 10, 15 years, still trying to get a bachelor degree. And it's we don't believe in education. See, we don't. We pretend like we do, but we don't.
So the question that I want to ask you is that Liberian issue, or is that the government is not making it clear to Liberian people, or they're not putting more emphasis on education rather than telling somebody to invest into themselves? Which one is which? Is that just Liberians don't want to value education, or the government is not putting emphasis on the importance of education?
The government is the representation of the people. The government is the people. Okay. The University of Liberia is a state-run university. Okay, it's not a private university; it's a public university. And when you look at what that public university, the students they are putting out, the output of those students, it tells you what we prioritize, what our government prioritize. That's the education they want to give their people. That's
Mm.
that's that's what they want to give their people, and that's why our governance system is so weak. Okay, so weak. My only hope for Liberia, okay, is that we have Liberians in the diaspora. But if it were not because of Liberians in the diaspora, strangers will come and take our country. We will not even know it because we will not have people prepared enough to make the decisions that we need to make as a country to make our country a better country. Education is that important, but we treat it like it's nothing. We rather put money in our pocket, go to an entertainment center, enjoy ourselves, than for us to make investment in education. Okay, investment in education. We don't do that, CEO, and we expect our country to be better. Again, the last time I said, the way we prepare our students, it's not hurt on the students alone. It's a hurt on the country.
Yep.
Okay? It's a hurt on the country. If you deprive your people from being educated, from giving them a extended education, you deprive your country. Okay? Because when when poverty and ignorance increase, a strength growth. You can have economic growth. When you don't have economic growth, it hurts everybody, not just one person. It hurts everybody. So what they are doing, they are not just doing it to students. They are doing it to every one of us. Everybody will be hurt by that. And they are taking it for fun, but it's not fun. It's serious.
Okay. Thank you, Brother Edwin.
Well, I just like how every other show y'all prove me correct. I got a whole job. Oh, I'm about to be rich. Last show we were talking about private sector, and I tell you, so we don't have the workforce, the educated workforce, to basically circumvent these private sector. And you got some people who are graduating every day. Now they show you the pick out of the bag. Now you say, "Oh no, I can't take my business or whatever for people to run it." So you saw the student president protesting one of the videos that we show on one of our shows.
Yeah.
You see how the man talk. So you know exactly that people are not getting educated. You're seeing people studying physics and chemistry. They're taking by in the outside bathroom, and going to class, and they can't fix the outside bathroom problem. That's a problem because it tells you that they're not getting educated. Since my inception on this show, I've been preaching reformation on education from the lower level all the way to the top. These people need voters, and the voters has to be a dumb population. The voters cannot be educated. If there's no way Joe become president in Ghana, I always said there's no way he become president in Ghana. Now Ivory Coast, DJ Jawa said as good as DJ Jawa, he can be president in Ivory Coast. There's no way. Because you got a lot of people that are debating, you got a lot of talent, you got people that debate subjects all the time. You got Google School, you got Foundation. Even within the government, the number one place for them to be hiring people from, like the future justice, people that speak legalese and stuff, is going to be from LU. That's where the place ought to be mining that talent from for people to do stuff. Police chief, future police chief, CIA, CID director or whatever. They also be coming from LU, but they don't want that. How many times we're gonna yell this? It's done on purpose. They don't want it. If they want it, if they have a passion about it, Eddie just said it, the most educated person that we had never did anything about education. If you have reformation on education, then the voting thing will reset. Then people will start thinking for themselves. They will start asking people questions. Then people that come in, then that percentage will go up. But they don't want that. They need people to be like that, exactly like that. They want people to take 15 years to get a BSc. It has to be exactly like that for things to work like the way they want it. Not one day you go over there in Capitol Hill and people arguing about, let's make sure that LU have days, or we revamp the building, or make sure we create some kind of school, a free school for 0 to 6 girls, and not one mention of that, not one day, nothing. It's all about creating innuendos, budgets behind the scene, what they can be able to corrupt, and the guy yellow machine are already thinking about a futuristic $4 million for maintenance fee. And who they expect and measuring the kind of things. The machine broke out, but already want $4 million for the machine when the machine breaks. So they're already guaranteeing their own insurance in the future. If you have a strong education system, if you have a stronger LU, people will challenge them. Then they can't make these stupid decisions. They will be challenged before they make any decision they would think. But nobody challenging them. So that's what we need to reorient the country to somebody else that is not CDC or UP or somebody been clogging the system. We need a Cummings or somebody else. Somebody need to come with a brand new vision for that country so we can teach the people that got legal minds. We can teach the people that got mechanical minds. We teach the people that got carpentry mind, different minds, so we can harness those talents. The population is 5 million in that country. God put everything in Liberia in that country. Our soil can grow anything. We're not lacking anything. We're lacking talents. We're lacking people to make things work in the country. That's what we've been lacking. So that's what a reformation education. They probably said that we screaming about here, bro. If somebody go over there with a lot of money and get like, bro, $50 billion, how many people will get out actually do the job? Don't start hiring foreigners again. We don't have people that can actually do the job. That's just the truth.
You're right.
That can do the job like the way you want it. We don't have people that are going to do the job.
Yeah.
And somebody bring a bunch of money to let's fix that, bro. We don't have people, yeah.
And this kind of system benefit the few. So they're going to keep it that way.
Of course. So nobody's going to say anything, bro. And I'm unsurprised, 100% unsurprised. I've been screaming to the mountain of the education since 2014. I've been talking about this since 2014.
So,
and somebody going to listen will be somewhere else.
no, let's say this right. And Dr. Waller, your points are clear, and Brother Edwin. Edwin, I mean, I know you went to a pretty good school. I went to a pretty good school in Liberia, and I know Dr. Waller went to a pretty good school as well. But
I went to government school.
what I mean, a pretty good school.
I graduated from E. Jonathan Gurich Memorial High School. That's where I graduated from.
You graduated from Gurich in Banafé Estate?
Yes.
Banafé Estate?
Yes.
Oh man, I was living right in Area B. I know Gurich.
Yeah, but that's where I graduated from.
I didn't know that. Okay. You live in the estate too?
No, in New Georgia Estate.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So the point here is we all saw what happened in Liberia at a time when we were all going to school in Liberia. I got a pretty good education foundation, and Edo you did, Dr. Water did. I don't know what happened 20 years ago. Don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in a country that those principles and education system just got wiped out. Don't know. I don't know. It's because of the influx of refugees that left from Ghana and went back to Liberia, and we just all got into the same space and was so congested, and people had to make adjustment here and there. I don't know. But Liberia had lost it when it comes to preparing students. We lost it, brother. We lost it. Brother Edwin, you know, St. Michael, when they're doing the question thing, it's in terms of convents, everybody, when you come home from school, everybody rushing to do assignment. You walking, coming from school, you in the car, you reciting, you doing assignment at the same time you're going home. I don't know if the kids have the enthusiasm like the way we did before. I mean, Liberia right now, LU student cannot even write a sentence, a good sentence. University of Liberia. And that should be, and that is the highest learning body in Liberia. If any university don't have a credit, like University of Liberia should have a credit.
See, hold on. Let me ask you a question. You guys posted a video in a group chat. There was someone, a lady giving a speech.
Yes.
Is that a university? Is that a
Yes.
university student?
Yes.
Is that a university graduate?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was some of the high school people thing you posted though. I didn't know it was a
No.
university.
No. No. Go listen to. Even more is on. I will go in there and give you another one too. It's look what is happening on the university campus with all those protests going on. I think the guys are wasting their time, like Tata Wallace said. You can't go get your fresh degree and you're staying 7 years, 15 years because you're protesting and you want attention from the government. If you cannot get the education at the University of Liberia, go somewhere else. Why waste your time? 15, 10 years, 7 years to get one degree. Look, the government don't see University of Liberia as a way of improving her citizen, and that is wrong. Again, the budget for LU is too low, for one fact, and those buildings need to be renovated. Look, if the government can take over and you want to get foreigners to come and take over this education system, LU, fine, get them and pay them. But you can't have the I don't know what to say again. I'm so it's sickening.
Yeah. See, let me tell you something. The reason some people won't leave the University of Liberia,
It's affordable.
exactly, they don't have it. They cannot afford private institution. They can afford it. If they could, I think they could have, gone somewhere else.
Yep.
But the university, Liberians don't have to leave the state-run university because we cannot fund the university. Why do we have a government? The money, the taxes that the government raises, it belongs to Liberians. Somehow our leaders think that when they get in government, the government resources belong to their private, like it belongs to them. They can use it on their family, they can use it on their friends, they can do anything, but they cannot use it on Liberians. The number one thing that can make our country stronger, the number one thing that can make us to develop a vibrant society, to educate Liberians, that is the number one thing that we are failing in. And guess what? In this government, majority of the people that hold positions now, they all came from that university.
Yeah.
President Waka, the finance minister Gafwan, all of them came from the University of Liberia. But they are not able to fund the university in the way that is transformative. My brother Edwin was talking about, right? To just rethink the whole entire educational system stuff. To rethink about education. We have not been able to do that. Thank God that some of us got, a good foundation for our community schools.
Yeah.
Before we even went outside of our community, where there were good competitions among us. But even right now, elementary schools, children are paying for grades.
Yep.
They are paying for grades. Elementary school. Children that have not even gotten a foundation yet, they are paying for grades. Now just think about that. That child grow up in our system, guess what? Then you put that child in the government, you think they will not steal? They will. That's the only thing that they know. I pay for something, I get what I want. I pay for it, I get what I want. I pay, I get what I want. We are not developing our children, our students in a way that they become independent thinkers. We're not. It will hurt us a lot. It will hurt us big time as a country. And we can see that. We can see that productivity in the country is so poor. President Sally talked about that. President Sally said one of the things as she struggled with is the work ethics of Liberians. Productivity is just too poor. That's why companies go to that country. They want, import people to come and do their work because we don't have that vibrant workforce. My brother Edwin was talking about.
Yeah.
Why? Because our schools are too weak to to prepare our students. It does not give a bright future for Liberia. It does not. And we need to change that. How can we change that? We bring people that have the vision, that have the tenacity, that have, the will to do that. Now people that are benefiting from the system, they're not going to change the system because they are benefiting from it already. We need people that really want to help the country. We need that. If Liberians don't listen, well, that's it. 2029 will be another opportunity. You cannot replace Joseph Boaka with Jawia. And you go back to Jawia. Then you go back to Joseph Boaka. What kind of people are we? Why we hate ourselves so much like this? And if you hate yourself, and then love your children. Love their future. We should be thinking beyond a Joshua and a Joseph Boaka. We should be thinking beyond that.
All right.
They have not been to us what we want them to be. They have not helped us.
Thank you, Dr. Water. Thank you very much. Um, Brother Edwin, um, it this is what I think. Right, I think we need to start having debates among political leaders, senatorial debate, representative debate, presidential debate. I think debate should be a must. Should be a must in Liberia. So at least we know who we are putting in offices. Look, it's what I don't know. I don't know what country is there.
CEO,
Yeah,
debate going to be a must when there are consequences for not attending a debate. But if you don't attend a debate and you don't lose a vote, what's going to make it a must?
but if it's a must, you have to be able to debate. It should be a
Yeah, but what
consequence.
if,
If it's a
okay,
must, then there
okay,
should be
when you say it's
consequences.
a must, it should be legislated.
Yes,
And
you
what
have
going
to
to
attend a
happen?
debate, huh?
What that you can infringe on people's liberty to attend a debate or not. If you don't attend a debate and you lose vote on it, then that's something. But you can legislate something like that.
Dr. Waller, Dr. Waller, Dr. Waller. Liberia as a whole, I think we should that should be happening. Must. You
I
cannot
agree
escape.
with you.
You shouldn't
I
escape a
agree with you.
debate.
It should
You shouldn't
happen.
escape a debate. A debate. When you escape a debate, you should be out of the race. You should be out of the race completely.
Brown, unfortunately, let me shock you. Debate is not going to help that country. Debate is a good thing because it sharpens our ideas. But we have a corrupt system. You will see politicians bribing the questionnaire of the debate the night before. Ask me that they be sweating when you say it.
But
Give
listen,
me the one
listen,
make me look.
listen,
They'll do like this.
listen.
We are in
I,
a corrupt.
I come in, Edwin.
You don't know
But
what
even
time
but
is it in that country,
even
bro.
if that happens, even if that
These things
happens,
are
right? I come in.
they're
Even if that happens,
effective
at
in an
least.
organized place.
But Edu, what I'm saying, even if that happens, at least the voters have the opportunity to see and hear the representative speaks on the issue.
But you don't have
Jojo,
you
Jojo.
don't have a educated
Yeah.
voter base. That man perform over there in sweating. That's all they see in performance.
And in
I'm
addition
telling
to
you.
that, in addition to what Edwin said, our politics is not an issue-driven politics. It's number one.
It can be changed.
Number one is personality, and two is a reward-based politics.
It can be
They
changed, Dr.
vote
Waller.
for you. They vote for you. Maybe out of sympathy or for how long you've been running. Oh yeah, they probably been doing anything for a long time. We're not getting doing it. Let's get rid of him. Or they been running for the 10 years. Let's get rid of him. Right? They reward you for just doing nothing. Okay? They reward you for doing even what you are doing, even if it is wrong, right? But the fact that you are doing something, they reward you with it. They reward you. They reward you. It's a reward. We don't vote on issues that are very important to your life, to the country. We don't vote on that. When you go for debate, you go vote on issues. The country, the voters don't have interest in voting on issues. You see, Pastor Kroma is a weird shame. He have never seen anything Joshua have done wrong. Nothing. So if Joshua does not even go for a debate, it doesn't matter to Pastor Kroma. As far as he concerned, Joshua is coming back 2029. Okay, that is the end to the story.
But this,
And
this,
that's how a lot of Liberians are.
this is what I can say, right? That the world, let's say, for example, let's say if any one of us here trying to go into politics in Liberia, I think the best way to go, even though if there is no debate, but I would suggest, like, approach a different way of uh, giving out your information. Go on a podcast, go on a radio station, just hire people, do something. Record yourself, play on a TV station, so at least people hear you and hear your vision, hear your dreams.
Roger, I
Yeah.
read before. If you are running, you want to do something that will give you votes. You don't want to waste your resources on what will not work.
Okay.
Okay, you're not going to do that.
This
Huh?
just look at the example of the so-called popular musician in Liberia. When you look at the view online, very low. It's not because the people don't like that music. Music is a hit, but people don't even have access to internet. They don't have access to phone so they can click like or watch that video. You talking about podcast? You know what time it is in Liberia? It's 1984 in Liberia, bro. It's 1984.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. I think we have spent most of our time on the show today. Uh,
Yeah, I agree.
the topic that we were going to be discussing on the economy, we'll do that next Sunday. I apologize, but we'll do that next Sunday. And again, we'll just go through our closing statement, and then we'll prepare ourselves for the next Sunday. Gentlemen, again, thank you for being here and taking your time to come and discuss a serious issue pertaining to Mama Liberia. So at this time, we'll go through our closing statement. I will close first, and then Dr. Waller, and then Edwin will close us. Is that cool? We're cool with that? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Action Required Media. We said we appreciate your time. Please like and share our show. We get on every Sunday to discuss important issue relating to Mama Liberia. And again, we are here expressing our hearts, our thoughts, and some other means of how Liberia can excel. Again, this platform is not um, political based on like related to any political party in Liberia. We just come here, we share our opinions, but we don't mind having uh, opposition parties coming over here to express their view. Once again, thank you again for listening, and thank you, Brother Edwin, and thank you, Dr. Waller, and also thank you to Sergeant Leah Montgomery. You guys have a wonderful night.
Thank you, CEO and Brother Edwin. Thanks a lot, Pastor Kroman as well, and thanks for those of you that follow us. We always want to hear from you. Please send us your comment. Anything that we say that you disagree with, we want to hear your disagreement, and we will respond appropriately. So it was a great time, and God bless you. May you have a successful weekdays. Thank you, everybody.
All right, I want to thank my fellow panelists. I want to thank you, Dr. Wardle, Mr. Montgomery, and our wonderful host, Joseph Brown. Thank you to all that was watching around the world, especially from Liberia. We're trying to spark a little bit of hope in our country. I hope people listen and then take away from these shows. Um, for my closing, I don't have. I think I said a lot. My number one thing in Liberia, anybody, the first thing has to be a reformation education. The education can self correct most of our problem. Again, government does not need to play hero. educate the people, you have geniuses. When people have their own mind, they can create their own job. In some cases, maybe you put the infrastructure there for them. But people need to be educated so you can brush out the different talent in the country. Well, we're making mockery of our education and we're keeping people dumb on purpose because we want them to vote for or keep the party system in. But the country is doomed. We need an actual reset in 2029. We really need a new direction in our country. If we don't, the country is doomed. We're going to be primed for another civil war because if people can only be hungry for so long, and people can only see certain people doing things for so long. And we're in the age of technology. People seeing people online. They're seeing their girlfriend and flying to Dubai and stuff. People seeing these things and you're aggravating them. We talk about customer service. The country morale is down. That's why people are not interacting with you correctly. You can write all the SOP for them. They're not going to effectuate it. You can't pay somebody $5 a month and then tell them to be really nice to me. You piss them up more. So we need education in the country. That's the only thing that's going to solve Liberia problem. First of that, and then we can move to agriculture. But the first thing somebody need to set a standard. If possible, make education free for a certain amount of years. After people get educated, then you can put it up for money. But we need that as soon as possible. We need to model after India. The last time I was looking at the country Guyana. Do you know Guyana is a small country over there? I think in South America, Guyana has a duty-free shipping, so people that live here can take stuff to the country for free. Can you imagine that? So the people imported all the nice furniture, the nice car, well, it's free. Think about that. They just look at one source of economics in the country to get that money from. And the people that are here, they're building the country. They're sending all the nice stuff. You go where you see all the American furniture in the people country because they created that duty-free shipping for people that are in the diaspora. Some type of idea like that need to unite in the country so the country can be helped. But we need to start with education. And thank you so much, guys. I appreciate